Yes, you read that title correctly, but let me elaborate. Quick reminder, the French presidential elections just took place a few weeks ago, and as you already know, Emmanuel Macron claimed the victory with 58% to Marine Le Pen's 42%. However, the fight is not yet over, as Macron will attempt to once again claim parliamentary majority on the 12th of June, when the first round of the National Assembly elections will take place. In France, the deputies voted in each department have a say in each law or reform project, but can also determine who the president chooses as his prime minister. If the opposition has a majority of seats, Macron will have to pick one of these deputies to be his chief of government. This is called cohabitation and notably occurred in 1986 when newly elected socialist president François Mitterrand was constrained to choose Republican Jacques Chirac as his PM. This is why it is vital to vote, even if this election seems less important to you and no matter which party you support. So, on the left, the big news has just come in that a coalition has been formed to attempt to gain a majority of seats in the National Assembly. The Nouvelle Union Populaire Écologique et Sociale, shortened to NUPES and meaning New Popular Ecological and Social Union, is composed of La France Insoumise or Rebellious France, whose candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon received 22% of the votes in the first round of the presidential elections. Europe Écologie Les Verts, or European Ecologists, whose candidate Yannick Jadot received 4.6%. Parti Communiste Français, or French Communist Party, whose candidate Fabien Roussel received 2.3%, and Parti Socialiste, or Socialist Party, whose candidate Anne Hidalgo received 1.8%. Their main goal is to install Mélenchon at the post of Prime Minister in Macron's government. Their coalition was formed after days of intense negotiations, and each party agreed their main goals were the legal age of retirement being brought down to 60 years of age as opposed to Macron's eventual 65, a price freeze in order to reduce inflation, the creation of a sixth republic in which the president would be bestowed less power, and solving the ecological crisis. A compromise was also reached on the European question, which divided the rebellious France and the Socialist Party, going in the way of ending the EU's liberal and productivism tendencies. However, the news of this alliance did not settle well with many of the Socialist Party's prominent figures. Former Prime Minister Bernard Cazeneuve left the party, while ex-President François Hollande publicly criticized the decision. Many of these figures are strongly opposed to the rebellious France's ideals. Let's take a closer look at how they would divide their candidates into the different constituencies. Without much surprise, the rebellious France is taking 330 out of the 577 possible nominations. Meanwhile, the European ecologists are taking 100, the communists are taking 50, and the socialists 70. The polls are suggesting this alliance would not be enough to gain them a majority, far from it. Macron's party, La République En Marche, recently renamed Renaissance or Rebirth, and its allies, Mouvement Démocratique or Democratic Movement, led by François Bayrou, and Horizon, led by Édouard Philippe, seem to have the upper hand so far, with an estimated 338 to 378 seats. Meanwhile, the Rassemblement National, or National Rally, led by Marine Le Pen, look much better than in 2017, when they only got approximately 6 seats. Polemist Éric Zemmour's party, Reconquête or Reconquest, attempted to forge an alliance with Le Pen's, but was denied the opportunity. On the other hand, the Republicans have seen a massive downfall from 118 seats in 2017 to a mere 35 to 65 projected seats. The right remains divided and uncertain, especially as former Republican leader and French President Nicolas Sarkozy openly supported Macron over Pécresse, his political family's candidate. So, who do you think will obtain parliamentary majority come June? Will Macron's party succeed in solidifying his power in his final mandate? Or will the left's gamble have paid off? Let me know in the comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to never miss any of my videos, and stay tuned.